Uniball shots fall, sound resonate the whole.
I'm going to give you a quick way to use Apollo in a way that is very efficient. Let's put it that way. Okay. Right now, Apollo, as I'm recording this, is coming out with a bunch of AI stuff. Right. It's very, very cool. I get to be around to look at the beta side of it and so forth. It's fantastic stuff. Here's what I want you to focus on for a very simple workflow with Apollo. One, I want you to go in and I want you to search up your ICP. If you need help figuring out your ICP, it's not very hard to do. I can give you kind of some insights on that. Just send me a quick message. But you're going to look up your ICP, and then once you found your ICP, you're going to take them and extract however many. Let's say it's 2,500 contacts, which would cost you at a credit apiece 2,500 credits. So you would then you'd pop that out, and then you'd put that in your Outbound email tool. So if you need help putting that together, let me know. You can use Apollo, and there's other tools you're using and so forth. Like Salesforce works remarkably great. You can set up some domains, and you can get it out with ease, right? But then what I want you to do is as you're sending it out, I want you to look at the ones that have opened the emails, and the ones that have opened the emails the most, like 3 or 4 times. Pull those out. It's like a day or 2, 3 or 4 later. Pull them out, put them back into Apollo, right? Upload them into Apollo, and then go in and get their phone numbers. Okay, we can totally do that. Once you get their phone numbers, I want you to put that into a parallel dialer. Orem is great. Concert is great. If you need an introduction or any insights on why they're great, I'm happy to do it. There's loads of them out there, but a parallel dialer. So now as you add this, you go through this workflow, you're going to get, 10, 20, 100, 200, 500, 1,000 people in there over time. So now as you've got people in there, because you can do all this with Apollo for like $100 a month. So that's what I'm saying. It's like super inexpensive. You've now got their mobile numbers. You're now calling them, but call them on a parallel dialer. And I've gotten cheap ones, and I've gotten ones that I've invested in, and they've done quite well. But now as you follow this, you now have their mobile numbers and you're calling them. You're going to start to connect with them, right? You've now used Apollo on its basic level remarkably well. Now they're going to be coming with some other stuff that's going to make it work even better. But when you're doing that, just continue with it. And then if you run out of credits, you can go in there and pick up a couple more, not very expensive. Maybe you spend another $100 and you double up your amount of credits. But it's calling those mobile numbers to reach out to people. Now, the thing you got to think about too is that when you're reaching out to a mobile number, sometimes that person doesn't want themselves called on their mobile number, which is fine. So if somebody says, hey, take me off, or if they say, hey, where did you get my number from? Tell them I use a tool called Apollo, and I saw that this is your title and this is who you work for. Just making an assumption, but I thought that we might fit with this value prop. If you're like, please don't call me on my mobile again. Go into Apollo and then delete the number so that it is it's taken out. So I'm telling you this in a really simple workflow that sounds like almost like duh. Of course I could do that. But I'm saying do that consistently as build on and do other things too. But stick with that. It's very, very simple, very inexpensive. You don't have to put together a whole big workflow with a bunch of other things. Just do that. Then as you get more opens, you can start to define people in closer lists. And also as you get opens, plus they're connecting on the phone and you start building out, see what I mean? Now this all starts to build on itself. So hope this is helpful. Real easy Apollo workflow. And if I can help at all with it, just holler at me. Always willing to give insights on how I've done stuff. But I've turned a lot of top of funnel teams around with it. And then I use that same data in the middle of the funnel to help me win. So if you want to know how I'm using it in the middle of the funnel, you got to call me for that one. But I'll tell you really quickly. So no problem at all. Appreciate y'all. Thanks.
Uniball shots fall, sound resonate the whole. Easy downshift, hit the turn and never